up there, Gilmore Homes projects. Once the buildings got torn down, and then I was just bouncing all over the city after that. But always in Baltimore.
WB. Now listen, listen, man. You know what, Tay? I'm gonna let you talk about that, but that's later. That's later on. What elementary school and middle school you went to?
Lexington Terrace Elementary School. I went there to the 6th grade, and then I went to Rockland. My 7th grade, and then 8th grade, I actually went out in the county like for the second half. My mother moved out in the like Parkville area. So I went out there. So I went to Lexington Terrace to the 6th, Rockland for the 7th, and then the 8th out in, I think it was called Pine Grove for the 8th grade year.
Now for the people that ain't know that for the people that don't know, you played football too.
Yeah.
So can you let the people know all the other sports that you played?
Yeah, football was my main thing. You know, I didn't even really care too much about basketball. It's just like when you grow up in the projects, you play sports every season. So I just played basketball just to play. But football is what I truly love. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I really cared about was football. Like in my 8th grade year, which was crazy, and I was in the county. I never even stayed out there. I just went to school, and then when school was over, I went straight back to the projects because I had football and everything else. So that's all I cared about was football.
Now listen, because they talk about you on that football thing, so you gotta tell us you gotta tell us some stories before you even got to high school. Before you even picked the high school you went to, you got let us know the stats. Let us know your coaches you played for and a couple of your teammates. Yeah, let us know. Because when I heard some of the stuff you was doing, I was like, hell no.
Yeah. So growing up, you know, down the terrace, my first time actually playing 7-9, we used to go down Carroll Park. So we just used to walk down it, literally through the project. And I didn't even know position because in the project we play throw tackle. You play throw tackle, you don't even really know what's going on. But I realized I was confident in football because I was nice. You know, when you confident in something.
Yeah.
I knew I was nice. You know what I'm saying? So, my first game at 7-9, I had 3 touchdowns, just off the rip.
Yeah.
I was scoring, and then my team, they turned into the 1st and 10 Cowboys. So we moved different places to practice and everything. So it became harder because we couldn't walk down there no more.
Okay.
And so, but the coach's name was Coach Tony. So Coach Tony was like, fuck that. You know, I'll come pick you up. If your mama can't do this, I can pick you up. And then, we played, our first year was in, the thickest league where they had Hanlon Park 49ers, fucking Randallstown Rams. It was Gardenville, Eagle. It was crazy. And we won it. And my first couple games, I was scoring. I probably scored maybe 15, 20 touchdowns that season. It was crazy. Now,
people, listen, man. I'm asking these because he could have played football too. He could have listen, man. He could have played football too. He could have went to the NFL too. And I ain't just blowing it because there's too many people saying the same thing. Too many people saying the same thing. But look, we're gonna move it on. All right. Your 8th grade year.
Yeah.
You did choosing your high school. Why you choose Walbrook? Was there any other schools?
That's a whole nother story. So when I was out in the county, my mother lived with her boyfriend. The craziest thing about that was I never even spent days out in the county. It was just my mother go to work from 3 to 12. So as soon as I get out of school, she picked me up and I go straight to my grandmother's house.
Okay.
And I'd be at my grandmother's house until she got off work at the post office. So that was 1 a.m.
Okay.
So I was doing that for almost a whole year. So I started failing. I started falling asleep in class because I was tired. You know what I'm saying? I'd be there.
That's a long day. That's a long day.
Now I'd be in the project. So then I had to go to sleep. Then I'd wake up around 1. And then I had to wake up again at 7 a.m. and go to class. So like towards the end of the year, like the last 4 months, my next door neighbor his name was Justin. You probably know him, you're saying. And him and his family and my mother asked, can I stay out there for a little bit? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So I stopped falling asleep. So they said, yeah. So like 2 days out the week, I would stay out. I would stay out there, out in the county. And I was like, oh shit, it's easy. You know what I'm saying? It was better living. And then old boy, he was like, yo, come to the tryouts. Like house league tryouts. Because I ain't never played AAU, none of that yet. Like nothing, basketball wise. So I go to the tryouts in Prairie Hall, and I killed. So they was like, yo, we want you on the team, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nah, I'm still playing football right now. I only can be out here like 2 times a week. So the coach was like, shit, it don't matter. Whatever 2 days, we want you out here. So I stayed out there, and then basketball, picked up. And this is a whole nother story with how I got found out by Cecil Kirk. I was there, not even in the city.
Hold up, though. We here for all that. We here for all that. So don't feel like you rushing it and nothing like that. We here for everything.
So when I was out there, those two days out the week, like the zone school was Parkville. So they signed me up like, okay, my 9th grade year, I'm gonna stay out there. I'm gonna go to Parkville. But in that time, my mother had broke up with her boyfriend. So then it was back to the city we go.
Right.
So like the first 2 months at Parkville, I was going from, at this time I'm staying with my father. He just came home from jail. So I'm moving up with him up the village. So I was going from the village to Parkville like every day. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember one day I came to school and they called me on an announcement like, oh, Mr. Draper, can you please come to the office? And they was like, we've been sending mail to your home, blah, 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 and you ain't really responding. It was like, we believe you don't live there no more. And I'm like,
Yeah,
then they kicked me out right then and there.
Okay.
So they kicked me out. So I was at Parkville literally for like 1 month and a half. And then I went to Walbrook, like 2 months. And then I went to Walbrook. And that's how I got to Walbrook.
Now, for the kids that's watching and for the parents that have to make these type of sacrifices, do y'all see the sacrifice that his mother himself, you know what I'm saying? Like,
crazy.
It was priming you for something bigger already. Because you was at a young age, you was kind of had to figure it out. All right, this is this, and salute to your mother too. Salute to her. You know what I'm saying?
Man, because she the one that was, she the one who was trying to like do something. You know what I'm saying? Like put me in the county school, but it just was like, it ain't work out.
Yeah.
Luckily for that situation, that's how my basketball career started for real.
Now, 9th grade year, you at Walbrook now. Who was the coach and who was on your team out there?
So when I ain't play my 9th grade year. I ain't play no high school ball my 9th grade year.
You didn't play football either?
Nothing. So when I got to Walbrook, it was basically like they had all that stuff and everything. And again, like I told you, I wasn't even like that much.
You wasn't on the radar like that.
Yeah, and I wasn't
basketball.
And I ain't even really had the feel to be like pushing the issue to play. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to play, but once I got to Walbrook, it was just meeting new people and everything. So when I got there, they was already had like their 10. They was already like kind of like somewhat started. And then my 10th grade year came up, and then coach wanted me to play football. But at that time, I'm like, man, these niggas big as shit. He wanted me to straight, play varsity. And at that time, I was a skilled player. I ain't like to get hit. I ain't like to get touched. None of that. Man, so once I seen them big ass niggas, I'm like, nah. And then we had to like work out crazy. Like you had to be at the school at like 7 in the morning, lift weights. And that was my problem. I just was like natural. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to do all that. So I'm like, fuck it, let me focus on. That's when I focused on basketball, my 10th grade year.
Now your 10th grade year, was this before your 10th grade year? Did you go down Cecil that summer?
Yeah, so I was down Cecil my 9th grade year going into 10th grade. That was my first time ever like AAU, everything. So Melvin Barty was refereeing. You know Melvin?
Yeah, shout out to Melvin.
So Melvin was refereeing one of my games. So he was like, "Yo, like, where you from? Like, where you come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to play in the city?" And I was like, "Yeah, I ain't tripping about it." I'm like, "But you gonna have to take me back and forwards because I told him my situation." Like, "No, you ain't got to worry about nothing.
Right.
He bring you down." So Melvin brought me down, and then I started liking basketball more. I started like knowing the players. Because I wasn't paying attention to none of that shit. So I didn't really know who was who. But once, like 9th grade, 10th grade, I was playing down Cecil. Then my basketball start to evolve.
Now you saying it like it's that's light work because you had some people out here that started basketball at 6, worked real hard, but the talent, I don't care how many jump shots you take, how many dribbles you have, either you got it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? You started. I'm gonna say you started late. I'm gonna say you started late because you wasn't. It's probably a good thing that you wasn't up on who this and who that.
Yeah, that was a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know because I only played in house league. So I played Lexington Terrace House League, played in Gilmore Homes House League, and I played in Prairie Hall Rec League. So I just played all rec leagues. And then once I got down to Cecil, then it became like, oh, this shit is real. You know what I'm saying? Like AAU, then you got niggas that's nice, you know what I'm saying? Then it became like, and at that time, it still wasn't crazy to me. Like, I played JV my 10th grade year. You know what I'm saying? So it was still like, I was still working into it, you know?
All right. So then we're gonna move forward there. We're gonna move forward, going into your junior year. What you expect? Because now your confidence, I know, is now it's starting to grow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Your peers that respect starting to come. So,
exactly. So going into my 11th grade year, I wanted to, of course, stay on varsity and start. But my whole thing was I ain't even ever looking to. I just wanted to win. You know what I'm saying? We had me, Davon Haskins. We had a great team. I think we was like number 1 and number 2 in the city, like 11th for 12th grade year. And I just wanted to win. I was getting better too, and I was getting taller. I ain't never forget that. Like my 10th going to 11th grade year, I grew like 3 inches from like 5'9" to like no, it was like 5'8" to like 5'11", like over that summer.
This wasn't even one of my questions, but what was the first time you dunked?
Oh, I was dunking 9th and 10th grade because I got long ass arms. So I was dunking like 10th grade, 11th grade.
Shit, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And then still like going into the 11th grade, I still didn't. I had confidence, but it wasn't like football. You know, it wasn't like everyone came to see me play. You know what I'm saying? I knew I could play, but I knew I wasn't that. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know that feeling. I know exactly where you're coming from. Because it's like you motherfuckers telling you that you can play. You know you can play, but it's like your name really ain't ringing like that. But you want all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Type deal.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it was. So even like my 11th grade year was just like I was just playing. You know what I'm saying? I knew. But one thing I did know that I could dribble and I was fast. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't really shoot. I knew I could get wherever I wanted to get because I had handles. You know what I'm saying? So that was a play. But I still wasn't there like mentally. Basketball, it was like Davon Haskins, Tynell. I was probably the last option. Tynell, Davon, Tynell, Steve Woodard, Jamal. You know what I'm saying? We had
shout out to those guys too.
But it was Davon. It was Davon's show. You know what I'm saying?
Davon was smooth. Y'all tell Davon. Y'all see Davon. Tell Davon I'm looking for him. Now, hold up. You gotta run this fast because you was on that AAU team where y'all went undefeated for 2 years.
No, hell no.
Was you on that team with Kenny Mine in there?
Who?
With Kenny Mine, Mello.
No, I played with Cecil.
Oh yeah, but you ain't played with Baltimore City on the.
I played one little tournament with them in DC. Okay. I was Cecil. You know what I'm saying? Like that was crazy because I was the only West Baltimore guy on Cecil, and how I got to Cecil was from the county. So on my team, we was high, but the younger team was like that. They had Rudy Gay, Josh Boone. Them niggas had the squad, the younger team, so they normally played up with us. You know what I'm saying? So, but my years in AAU, we was kind of light.
Yo, you sound like me like, oh, there, no, but that's neither here nor there. We ain't gonna talk about it.
The other team was like that. They had Tay and all. Did you play with Cecil?
Yeah.
We played with Oliver.
No, this what I did. I played with Cecil 10th. I came down to Cecil my 9th grade. She was my 11th grade year. And then I talked to Bucky. When I went to prep school, man, Bucky, we communicated all season long. And at this time, I was kind of frustrated at Duty because Duty promised me that he was going to get me in a prep school.
Right.
And he didn't. And I got my own stuff in a prep school. So I'm like, I can't deal with him no more. So me and Bucky kept a good relationship. And then I promised him I was going to play. He passed before AAU started. So I said, you know what? I'm still going to play with Oliver. We played for Oliver. We went down there and won 19 under AAU national championship. So that was R.I.P. Bucky Lee. But that's
R.I.P. Bucky Lee. Yeah, so I was young, and I remember Tay, Big Dipper, all those guys. That's when I really start watching high school basketball, because up until then I ain't know nobody. Like all the niggas, I wasn't even really paying attention to basketball like that.
So now, all right, your senior year, how you did you go to you had your senior year, right?
Mm-hmm.
How your recruiting go? Because you only went like that on a circuit, you know, it could be shaky a little bit.
Yeah. So I had a really good AAU nationals, like really good AAU nationals. We played well, and then I was getting like a lot of mid majors, and then like UMass, like trickling, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't nothing crazy, you know. But College of Charleston, they was persistent. You know, they seen something from me, like even from like the beginning. But my senior year, I ain't had the grades or nothing, but I finally, you know, got what I needed, and then Duty found me a prep school, what you just said. Duty found me a prep school. You know, and it's crazy because my mother was like, you gotta hold back, because I ain't graduate from Walbrook. Duty was like, yo, you go there for a year.
Same thing. I did the same thing to you. I graduated from Dunbar.
But I'm thinking like I'm going to like a prep school like everyone else going to, like where you like straight hoop, like they fucking around give you the grades, you know what I'm saying? Like how everybody else was doing. Man, I went to a real live prep school. You know what I'm saying? Shirt, tie, blazing, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
That shit changed my life, but still, it was just like, dang. But
what was the name of the school?
Trinity Pauling, upstate New York.
Okay. How was it there? How was the competition there? Who was the coach?
Bill Casson. So Bill Casson was a coach. He coached Cheshire Academy. You probably know Cheshire Academy.
Yeah.
So he was like one of the original like prep school guys in the New England area, and he got the job at TP, and they gave him like scholarships and money and shit. So he was like, "Yo, I like him. I seen him. Boom, boom, boom," and that was rap. That's when everything changed. Because once I got up there, I was like, okay, I knew I could dribble. I knew I could shoot. I knew I could play D. And I know how to be a point guard. And I said, if I get a jump shot, it's over. It is over. You know what I'm saying? But I already knew that. Then that football mentality came back. Like, if I get a jump shot, it is over. So, like, literally my first month and a half, and I ain't no bullshit. Like, I had the key to the gym because we stayed on campus. Every morning before practice, I just used to go to the gym, like cold as shit in the snow. Like, go in the gym and do form shooting. Yeah. Literally, I swear, for an hour, you know? And then after school at like 3, we had to play like a sport. Like in prep school, you got to play a sport for every season. Okay. So we had to do cross country, and I was like, Coach, I can't do cross country. So he put me in like rec sports. So I would like literally stay at the gym after everything over and just do form shooting. I'd take 2 shots a day because I ain't want to like jinx myself. I wanted everything to be in front. So I literally did that for like the first 3 weeks. Literally, probably took only maybe 6 jumps. I ain't play. I ain't do nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. So now it's time we start playing. Like all the team, we start playing pickup and everything, and then coaches start to come.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the first time I just was shooting, I'm like, damn, like, you know, it's not back here. Now it's like in the front.
Okay.
So now I wasn't making it, but I feel good shooting.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Like the form felt good every time. It felt the same every time. Yeah.
It was the same every. So I'm like, all right, now it's working. So now we're playing. Now I got everything. Like I can dribble, I can shoot, I can pass. And now these coaches, I had another dude on my team, Dante Draper, big guy from New York. He was getting recruited by everybody, Pittsburgh, like all the top schools. So school him, and they start like fucking with me, like UMass, Dayton, UMass and Dayton was like heavy. Like UMass like hit me up. The coach was like, "Yo, like, listen, we got this guy. If he don't commit, we want you in the 2 signing periods."
Yeah.
He was like, if you don't, you second. Like we moved you up to second.
Right.
Then the other school was like, we moved you up to second. Like bigger school. So I'm like, okay.
You was a little intrigued. Did it? I know when you hear that, but then I know you got Kyles and Charleston like still.
Yeah. So that's how it was. So I swear to God, coach, like literally, like once coach found, I don't know how he found out. The nigga was up there the next day. Kyles and Charleston shot up.
Yeah.
He shot at the head coach this time. First it was the assistant coach. Head coach shot up, and he was just talking, and I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? They made me feel like welcome. He was like, yo, you come in, you're going to play. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, but you're going to play. You know what I'm saying? You're going to come in and play. And they was threatening me like, yo, like, if you don't come, you know, if you don't sign in the first period, like, we're going to have to go with someone else. So I'm like, oh, man.
Stressful time.
So I went on a visit, and I was like, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? It was the South. You know, like, the people was cool. Everything was cool. So that's how I ended up there. But the prep school was live. I had a breakout season. You know, that was the first time I, averaged. I think I averaged probably, 18 or something like that. First time I got to scoring the ball. Because in high school, I wasn't scoring that well. I wasn't really offensive, give me the ball and do my thing. But once
hold up. No, my bad. Because we get mad. Because, listen, I don't want to call you baby Allen Iverson, but we get mad. We get mad. Now, look, you signed to Charleston, right? Your confidence is high at this time.
Right.
Look, they say they're going to put the ball in your hand.
Right.
Give me your mentality. No, give me your mindset. Coming on campus your freshman year, was you nervous that you had all that responsibility? I want to get into your mental, your psyche at that time.
So going in my freshman year, they already had a starting point guard. So I was basically the backup. And coach, I liked about it was Coach Hearn. He was a real one, crazy. And he just said you're gonna play your minutes, play defense, basically like Walbrook, not prep school, but a Walbrook. Control the tempo. Be a point guard, change the rhythm of the game. And you're gonna play minutes.
Okay.
So I was like, cool, but literally my second day, I had Zeke
Johnson.
Was Zeke? Let me see. Was Zeke there? No, Zeke was there on my visit.
Okay.
So Zeke was there. On my visit. He was there before me.
Okay.
So Zeke was schooling me on everything when I went there on my visit, and so I went there, and coach literally kicked me out the second practice.
What?
Kicked me out because I wasn't the best practice player, but I did my work before practice and after practice. So I like.
Oh,
I was one of
them.
them.
You was one of them.
I get in early, do my shit, and then I just hated doing drills that I think that wouldn't make me better. Mm-hmm. So I used to go through the motions. But as soon as we play like competitive something, like we play 5-on-5, 3-on-3, 1-on-1, then I was full on.
Go.
All the drills and all that. I hated that shit. So nigga kicked me out. Like, you stuck, man. You're in the locker room. So I'm like, oh shit. But me, my personality, I went to the locker room and I was like, all right.
That's that Baltimore. That's that Baltimore. So
I was ready to leave out. And he ran, assistant coach ran like, no, you can't leave. He want to talk to you. So coach came in there, like, you can't practice, like, toned it down, like, we need you to practice harder, boom, 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 this and that, this and that. And ever since then, it got better. But my first year, I probably only averaged like 3 or 5 points, but I played maybe 18 some minutes, just like point guard role, up and down.
Yeah, I understand that.
It was good, you know what I'm saying?
Now tell us about that summer. Tell the kids about that summer. I want to know how you work out that summer. What you do that summer?
So that's when it took a whole nother level. So after that, that's when Melo made the NBA. Mm-hmm. So Melo went to the league. And that's when everything got changed. Like, everything in my life, everything changed. So when Melo made the league.
Shout out to Melo, too.
Yeah, so when Melo made the league, it was just like we was in a whole nother, like, world. So I'll be with him. As soon as the season over, I go home. As soon as my college season over, I go home to Baltimore, see my family. And then I go straight where he at and we click up. Mm-hmm. So it was literally, like, working out every day. Like, every day, sometimes twice a day, have fun, travel, fucking, you know what I'm saying? It was that type of lifestyle. So,
y'all was getting it in. That was good. You was getting an NBA workout. You started to get an NBA workout. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So I was doing that, and then when my summer's over, I'm playing with all these pros, working out with pros and everything. So I'm coming back every summer, like, charged up, you know what I'm saying? My confidence and my game. Mm-hmm. So every year, I went from 3 points or 5 points to 12 points. Yeah. From 5 points to 19 points. You know what I'm saying? It was that. Like, every summer I was getting better and I was getting confidence.
Man, you went off your senior year. I don't want to rush it, because it's like your senior year, you can see the growth in your game. From when you even started basketball, you can see the growth of your game. And the confidence just rise and rise and rise. You get to your senior year and you finish, you got your diploma. You didn't get yours either? You got to go back and get that. You got to go back and get it. But you did 4 years. Yeah, but I know you don't have to.
Yeah, so by, again, like, going back to Melo, like, once I start traveling and meeting people, my mentality, I look at things, how, everything started to change, even, like, mentally, you know what I'm saying? I started looking at shit different. So, like, even, like, my sophomore year, I came back, I was kind of tight because my coach didn't start me. Mm-hmm. He said I was going to start my sophomore year. So we had to transfer. Remember Drew Hall went to Georgetown?
Yeah. Did he get in trouble out there?
Huh?
Did he get in trouble? Did he get in trouble out there or something?
Yeah, something happened like that, and then he came down, and then he started him and another guard my sophomore year, so I'm tight. Like, he lied to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, so my sophomore year, I'm coming in there with the, like, chip on my shoulder. Like, I'm getting in the game, like, I'm getting mine. Like, no more of this point guard shit, so I'm like, I got to get mine. Mm-hmm. So I'm coming in off the bench, and I'm doing my thing. But I also know that I'm finishing games. Okay. I didn't start, but coach had me in there with the older guys, so I'm finishing games. You know what I'm saying? So, but that whole season I played with a chip on my shoulder. I went from 3 to 5 to 12 points to 12.5. And then my